Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group right here in Tampa Bay for 23 years. Joined by his incredible co-host, Senia Akishina, realtor with Mahara and Associates, Tampa's top real estate company. Together, they have helped finance and close nearly $1 billion of real estate every year. If you're looking for local mortgage or real estate advice, the Business Happy Hour team has been right here on News Radio WFLA for over a decade. Listen right here or find us on the Business Happy Hour YouTube channel or follow us on Instagram at Frank the Bank Cotto. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious mortgage, real estate, and business talk with two of Tampa's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank and Senia.
Hey, Tampa Bay. Welcome back to the Business Happy Hour, your number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial. I am your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group and 813mortgage.com. It's like I've done this before. In studio with my co-host, Senia Akishina with Mahara and Associates. How are you doing, Senia?
Hello. Always great to be here, Frank. Nice to see you.
Yes, it's great to see you. Happy Tuesday after Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
How was your Cinco?
You know, it wasn't too much of a Cinco.
No.
We thought about doing something, ceviche or tacos, but we usually save that for Tuesdays.
So you did nothing?
We did nothing.
That's the same as me. I did nothing as well. I literally did nothing for Cinco de Mayo this year. I didn't even have a margarita.
I was going to say, yeah, me neither.
I did not.
Not even that.
No, not even that. My wife opened up one of these a non-alcoholic, whatever, boozy, put you to sleep things or whatever. I was like, all right, I'll have a couple sips of this thing and see how it is. But that's all we did for Cinco. It was a really non-eventful Cinco de Mayo. But you know what the bonus is? I woke up feeling great today.
There you go.
Right?
It's a good
I love
bonus.
the Mahara and Associates shirt.
I
Is
know.
that
I'm like,
new?
I don't know if I've ever actually worn my shirt. No. I've had this for a long time, and I still wear it like our shirts. Yeah.
It looks great.
Thank you.
So we've got a great guest who we like to call him like a co-host guest in studio today. It's actually, we'll give her a break. It's her first time on radio. And I came in like a bat out of hell today from another event, so we had to go live very quickly. I didn't get to prep Trish up too much, but Trish Burt, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, doing great. You look great today.
Thank you, sir.
You didn't have to dress up for us.
I didn't dress up for you.
Oh, thank God. Hopefully you got some big event to go to afterwards without me. Good. But Trish is actually going to be a part of the show today because, actually, we have a very exciting announcement. You're going to have to wait to the fourth segment to hear about it, what Trish and I are doing together. But the way we met was actually through the radio, through 970. Trish happened to be driving around. I think it was in a rental car, you told me, or something. You had your car in the shop or something. Yep. And she pulls over and she hears either Ryan Gorman or heard a commercial or something about the reverse mortgages.
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yes, that's what it was.
And I'll let you tell the story in here in a minute. I never shut up. But she heard me, and she pulled over and called me, and the rest was history, and that's how we got to know each other, and that's why Trish is here today. So before we get started, we do need to get our Instagram set up, so I'm going to take about a 10-second radio break. Trish, what is your Instagram real quick so I can find that?
Trish Burt 2025.
All right. So I'm looking for her. And we're going to get her invited. Oh, there it is right there. I'm inviting you. So you should get an invitation to join our Instagram. We already have Senia on here. Senia can help you with the phone if needed to accept your Instagram invite. If not, she can turn around and invite you from your page from Instagram. Thank you, Senia. But as you guys have never listened to the show before, we do real estate. Senia is with Mahara and Associates. They're one of the biggest real estate companies in Tampa. They have over 100 agents, and they're like McDonald's. They have like 10 billion served over there at Mahara and Associates. They take great care of their clients. And I'm, of course, with Lincoln Lending Group. I'm the owner for 22 years of Lincoln Lending Group. You can find us at lincolnlendinggroup.com, very easy, or go to contactfrankthebank.com. if you just want to get some quick answers or advice. And Senia loves giving out her phone number, which is
813-755-REAL.
755-REAL. That is too easy. So you're going to call Senia if you have any real estate-related questions. You're going to call Frank the Bank if you have mortgage-related questions. And if you forget one of our numbers, we work together every single day. So we will help you out and get you to the other one. So it looks like she had a little, she did join.
Do another
invite
do another
for Trish?
invite.
All right, here we go. I'm inviting her one more time. We're going to get her in here so she's on our Instagram Live. Guys, don't forget, we want you to like and share this show. So if you're watching Instagram, please share it out there to the world. This is going to be a great show, and you can like it and you can tune in. We are also on iHeartRadio as a podcast. You can check that out just by going to iHeartRadio app, and then you can search podcast and look for the Business Happy Hour.
That's cool.
Let's see, did we get her to pull up on there?
I clicked accept, but
It might just take a second. Well, go back and invite, ask her to join. Is that possible?
yep, I did that.
Okay, did that too? Well, I'm just having fun. We invite her one more time. Sometimes this newfangled internet thing they invented just messes with us, so we'll bear with it for a second. Cynthia's doing her best to get us on. We're gonna have some statistics for you. Matter of fact, we had to do a rerun last week, if you guys figured it out, and Cynthia had some good stats. So I know today I'm putting her on the spot, but I guarantee that we are backed up with stats. And of course, I've seen on TV. Keep saying unable to join. I don't know why.
Expired.
Let me try it again. I keep seeing on TV people talking about the market going down and prices going down, and reality, I don't see that. When I'm actually in the trenches, I'm not seeing the market going down. I am actually seeing properties get listed and getting on in contract way faster right now than normal. So I'm hoping you guys are seeing that. I'm not seeing a decline in the real estate market. I'm actually seeing an uptick in the real estate market. So hopefully that's good. I still think it's the best time to buy right now. And if you guys are in the market, you can always go to 813mortgage.com or contact frankthebank.com and request some information. I'll get you in front of Cynthia so she can show you some houses. And that would be great. Let me give her one more second. We're going to get her on the Instagram here.
She doesn't have Instagram.
Oh, that might be. We can always check it out in the break too. It won't let her request to be on. Go find a.
Have requested it.
Oh, you have. See, I'm not getting her request, which is real funny. It's okay. You radio listeners get to listen to us do Instagram tech over here. But we'll figure it out. When we get to the break, we'll have a minute and we'll check out maybe her permissions. Or keep doing it, Sen. That's totally fine with me. As soon as Cindy is done with that, we're going to go into the real estate statistics for the week. But Trish, while she's working on your phone, actually, no, I don't want to do this yet. Let's wait till you're on the camera, and then we'll do it. Some exciting stuff, guys. Let me talk about mortgages here for a minute. We just unleashed a program. You're going to love this, Trish. We can now do loans up to $5 million, and people can get cash. I know it sounds dangerous. They can get cash out up to $5 million now. Literally, it used to be capped at like $500,000, $700,000, $800,000. Now we have lenders that will let you actually put money in your pocket up to $5 million on a jumbo loan, a refinance, or a cash out. So very interesting that just popped up. The other big news these days is our doctor loans, physician loans. If you are a physician, you're a CPA, you're a PA, you're an RN, you're a, CRN, I can't think of all the different abbreviations. We now can do 100% financing with no mortgage insurance for all of those. 100% financing up to $1 million for every single one of those types of individuals. So if you are in the market for that, Cynthia is your real estate agent. That's 755-REAL, right? 755-REAL, did I say that right?
755-REAL.
I got it. And of course, I'll be your mortgage finance company to take care of you. To get that done, just go to contactfrankthebank.com. It sends me a little form. You can remember my cell phone, of course. It's all over social media. But if you go to contactfrankthebank.com, we will get back to you same day. And by the way, all the radio listeners, make sure you say that you hear me on the radio, because I do have a special spot in my heart for you. If you say you know me on the radio, you heard me on the radio, I'm going to personally talk to you and make sure you get taken care of right from the president's desk. So looks like we're still having a little issue with our tech on the Instagram for Trish, but that's okay. We're going to figure it out in the break. For now, Cynthia, can I put you on the spot for some stats?
Put me on the spot, Frank.
All right. And Trish, by the way, chime in on this. You're a co-host. So if we say something and you're like, oh my God, I don't believe that, or that's awesome, say whatever you want. Or if you think we're crazy, tell us we're crazy.
No, you're not crazy.
We're a little bit crazy.
I just say it like it is.
Yes. We don't blame Cynthia for the stats. We just blame her for the stats.
But we do have our March numbers, which I know
right.
that we've been looking forward to. And I'll keep it quick. We'll just do our metro area, which is Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, Hernando. Mm-hmm. And I'll just run down the list. And this is for single family homes, by the way. So it doesn't include, townhouses, condos, mobile homes, none of that, just single family. Closed sales year over year for March were up 6.1%.
What?
Yeah.
So this is March to March.
March to March. Yes. Closed sales are up. which is always good. It means more activity.
Yep.
The median sales price was down by 2.4%.
Okay.
So a little softening, but we've been discussing this, on all of our episodes. Like, this is normal. We're experiencing, signs of shifting, and I think this is good, especially for our buyers.
So a number of sales was up 6.4, but the sales prices were down.
Yeah. Down 2.4% across the metro area.
I mean, do you believe 2.4% is even? I mean, is that negligible? I mean, what's kind? When people.
I mean,
ask
personally, I do. Yeah, I think when you buy a home, you expect to sit in it for a while.
Sure.
And for sellers that are expecting prices that we had during COVID, where everything was getting more, the increase then was just so huge that I do think that a slight decrease. Now, this is just the market correcting itself.
Exactly. It is a little bit of a correction, but honestly, I don't like if you read these news articles or you watch this TV or this internet machine, it's telling you the world is falling, the sky is falling, and everything's going down, and we have an economy crash coming. 2.4% does not seem like Chicken Little sky is falling, does it, Trish?
No. Not at all.
And let me just put that in perspective before we take a break, and we'll come back and do more stats with Senia. Is 2.4%. For all you guys who are not mathematicians and don't do it all day long like the three of us do, 2.4% on $100,000 is $2,400. So on $400,000, it's like $9,000, not even $9,000, right? Well, a lot of people ask for concessions from sellers to cover way more than $9,000, and they don't even bat an eye when they ask the seller to give them $10,000, $15,000. So that's why I think this is very minor, 2.4% on the sales price.
It is. And I also think that the people that are expecting potentially, prices are going to go down so much, who knows what's going to happen. We don't predict them to go down all that much. Go now and negotiate. Sellers are negotiating.
10 seconds. We're going to take a break here. When we get back, Senia is going to tell you how to negotiate with the sellers. We're going to talk about seller concessions and more statistics on the real estate market right here on the Business Happy Hour with Trish Burt. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, now let's figure out why this Insta thing. We got 30. What do we got? 30 seconds? 60 seconds? 60 seconds.
Yours is an Android, right?
Okay, sure. All right, 60 seconds. Let's see why it's not letting you on.
I would check her permissions, because it's not even letting us send the request to join.
Oh, wait a minute. So she's there. Oh, don't report me.
She's there, but...
How do we get to her permissions on here?
Well.
Maybe go to your Instagram settings.
Shut that thing off. Yeah, go to Instagram. Let's go to your settings real quick. Instagrammers, I shouldn't be bringing my phone over.
Frank and I are both.
Wait.
We're still alive. Don't worry.
Where do you find the I have to follow you. So where would the settings be in this as opposed to? I'm an Android. I'm not an iPhone. Yeah, then that makes sense. Okay. Then we gotta go to permissions.
Go to where your apps are and find Instagram.
Let's see, not back.
Where's our
Search
apps?
Instagram, maybe.
Do you just put that, or do you have to? Okay. Go ahead.
Well, it says results.
There you go.
And maybe see if there's
There's the permissions.
What's up, buddy?
Notifications allowed.
Great.
I'm going to fire off your rejoin in about 20 seconds.
Gotcha. Yep. All right, photos and video.
Don't allow.
Ah,
Okay.
that's probably what it is.
How many radio hosts does it take to...
All the best mortgage or real estate advice from Tampa Bay's top experts. It's the Business Happy Hour with Frank the Bank Cotto and Senia Kishana.
Hey, Tampa Bay, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour, your number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial. Boy, Ryan Owens, our videographer for Lincoln Lending Group and our newest addition to the Lincoln Lending Group team, just joined the studio, and he's over here running tech for Trish. We're going to make fun of Trish because she has an Android.
You tell her.
And we're a bunch of Apple iPhone people.
Sorry.
So we have no idea. I had a client last week who needed me to figure something out and to get into his email on his phone, and he handed me his Android, and I'm just looking at it like for 10 minutes like, I don't even know how to do this. So God bless all you Android people out there, because I have
Says
no
it wasn't
clue.
sent.
So let's see. I'm going to try to invite you again. There. I invited you again. If the show pulls up, it should pull up your invite. And this time we gave it permission for your camera. So hopefully that works. We might have to give it permission for a microphone too. I don't know. But we love that you guys are tuning in. Welcome to the Business Happy Hour. Of course, in studio with Senia Akishina with Mahara and Associates. We're doing big things over here with Mahara. We can try to get it up in the next break, too, to get Trish on the Instagram. If not, I'm just going to turn my phone around and let her use that. And
Well, I could do that with mine, too.
Oh,
so I can finish up my stats, and then it'll be all Trish anyway.
It'll be all Trish. That's a good point.
Fine.
So let's keep talking stats. So, Senia, the home sales were up 6.4%. So that means there's more sales.
More sales.
6.4%.
So year over year, we did better this March than last March.
Right. But the prices went down 2.4. We agreed that's relatively negligible.
Yes.
And we're going to tell people how to negotiate closing costs in a second. But what else? What else do we have for stats for March?
Well,
to
the
March?
other thing, so median time to contract is up 23.3% year over year. But if I'm looking at my numbers from February and January, it has actually gone down, since the last couple months. So
Right.
that's a good thing. That means that, people are going under contract a little bit quicker.
I'm starting to hear that. I'm definitely starting to hear in the market. People are like, oh, I just listed this house this weekend. I already have 6 offers.
Yep.
So
it's definitely happening.
Right.
So it does happen, and supply keeps increasing. Not huge,
Right.
but we have a lot more inventory now than we did last year. It's up by 34.5%.
Whoa.
So for our metro area, that's 3.9. And months supply. That's the metric we use.
So we're getting close to that 4 number, right?
We're getting close to the 4.
But we want 6, right?
Well, they say that, but I mean, I'd be curious to see if maybe by summertime we can get to the 5.
That would be phenomenal. So you're trying to go baby steps, is what you're saying. We're just gonna get to the 4, then we're gonna get to the 5. Now, what Senia has taught me is that 6 months is a healthy market. That is when you know that there's enough inventory out there for all the buyers, and there's enough sellers out there that we have a healthy market. And I think that's when things move a little bit quicker, right? Because there's more options for people.
Well, options are great, but we do need the buyers to, get going and buy the home.
What do you think's holding them back right now?
I mean, I think we all know that. It's interest rates.
It
And you're
is.
the interest rate guy. I know there's a Fed meeting coming up. I don't know
There
if we're
is.
expecting any, big changes to come. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that it would be needed for the Fed to drop the rates. I know they're worried about inflation. If they drop the rates, they're causing more inflation. But guys, I think we need some economic activity. I think you need to drop the rates just a little bit, because a lot of people are using their home equity lines right now to borrow money because they have those rates in the 3% range. And did you know that the rate that the Fed cuts is your home equity line rate? It's not the 30-year fixed rates, but everybody sees the TV and they think, oh, that's the rate, and it creates activity. So it's a good thing either way. But if we can get that equity line cut by even a quarter, that's going to help probably 50 million Americans who have equity lines right now, myself included, to get a little bit of relief and keep that low first mortgage interest rate. So if you need cash out, an equity line is the way to go right now. And we cross our fingers that the Fed decides to lower the rates coming up on this next Fed meeting. So with that said, rates, guys, you can't keep waiting for the rates to drop to buy. What's our favorite saying?
Marry the house, date the rate.
I put you on
Marry
the
the
spot.
house, date the
But
rate.
we've said it so many
Well,
times.
is that my next thing? I'm like, the other people, it's just the economy as a whole. People are waiting to see what's going to happen with these tariffs. And
Right.
I mean, I don't know. You need a roof over your head.
Right.
If it's the right time for you to buy, go buy. The other stuff that's going to keep happening anyway.
Yeah.
But you can get a good deal on a home right now.
Sure.
really can.
Interest rates aren't crazy. Like you were telling us, even, the rates that are marketed, all over the internet, that's not really the rate.
No.
You're giving people much lower rates
No,
than that.
it's not. It's absolutely not. Do we have any other stats on the rates or on the housing prices or anything?
Well, let's do this one. So new pending sales are also up 6.9%.
Whoa.
So what that means is this is kind of a predictor for next month. So sales pending now could possibly be closed next month. So,
Wow.
hopefully April's numbers will also reflect, we've got more activity, and I could see it like inventory, or at least just the listings that we're intaking right now.
Right.
That's definitely gone way up.
Good.
So we're constantly listing calls and new listings coming up. And
So you heard it from Cinia and Frank the Bank that you better get your butt off the couch and you need to buy now, because when that inventory comes, when those rates drop, guess what you're going to have? Supply and demand. People are going to be making multiple offers on the homes. It is time to do it now. You go to 813-755-REAL. That's how you get in touch with Cinia, 755-REAL. And you go to contactfrankthebank.com for me to talk to you about a regular mortgage. By the way, the 30-year fixed, if you Google it right now, according to bankrate.com, they suck, by the way, but according to bankrate.com, the rate is 6.93%, and we are actually locking 30-year mortgages under 6% right now. So you don't have to pay 7%. You just have to work with a wholesale company, not bankrate.com or these big banks, if you actually want to get lower interest rates. Remember, buy wholesale, don't buy retail if you want to save a couple dollars. Senia, was there anything else we wanted to hit on?
no, it's too bad that most people, that's where they go to,
I know. Listen, that's what our grandpa did, right? He told us that, right, Trish? They're like, go to your bank and shake his hand.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're going to get a good deal. No, not anymore. That does not happen anymore. You don't get good deals from the bank, because the bank is just selling you the one product that they have, and that's not the product for you. So we got a minute left. What do you think? Anything else we want to do on the real estate side?
I'm excited that, we've got Trish here, and the fact that she heard about you on the radio. So I guess it really works.
It's kind of full circle. Well, I guess that's a little saying right there. Radio works. That if Trish and I would not know each other if it wasn't for the radio. And Trish, I'll preempt this, but then we're going to tell your whole story when we get back from the break here about how you heard about me. And we want to talk about your reverse mortgage story, because not only did you do a reverse mortgage, but you did something very different when it came to your reverse mortgage.
Yep.
Something that less than probably 15% of people do with reverse mortgages. And I'd like the consumers to hear, because reverse mortgages, sometimes it makes sense to actually pay to get a reverse mortgage. And Trish is the type of savvy individual that I didn't even have to do the math. She told me before I could tell her the benefits of the reverse mortgage. So when we get back, we're going to have Trish Burt talking about her reverse mortgage story and why it may make sense for you to actually pay to do a reverse mortgage, not just get paid to do one. Stay tuned to the Business Happy Hour with Frank the Bank and Cinia Akishina and Trish Burt. We'll be back in just a minute with a special reverse mortgage story for all of you. All right, Ryan, it's almost like I've done this before. He's like, don't do that ever again. Do you want me looking at the camera when you're around, or not looking at the camera? Both?
I usually tell people not to, but I love your eye contact.
Oh, well, thank you, honey. All right, are you ready? All right. So we're
not working, but that's okay.
all right. What did it say the last time? Yeah, I'll just flip your We'll flip your camera when it gets to that. I don't know what the heck. We'll practice this later, and we'll figure out why it didn't do it for you. Hit it. Yeah, see what happens. I don't know why. It could be because we gave camera permission, but not microphone. But we'll figure it out later. Cinia's got you on video anyway. We'll get it in here in a second. This one is so weird. It's like, where'd you get? Oh, it came out of the cabinet. That's right. All right, guys, here we go. Waving to all of our followers on there. Thank you for listening, guys.
Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group right here in Tampa Bay for 23 years. Joined by his incredible co-host, Cinia Akishina, realtor with Mahara & Associates, Tampa's top real estate company. Together, they have helped finance and close nearly $1 billion of real estate every year. If you're looking for local mortgage or real estate advice, the Business Happy Hour team has been right here on News Radio WFLA for over a decade. Listen right here, or find us on the Business Happy Hour YouTube channel, or follow us on Instagram at Frank the Bank Cotto. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious mortgage, real estate, and business talk with two of Tampa's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank and Cinia.
Yeah. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. We're having too much fun on the break right there. We have got a great show for you. It's very rare that we do a show like this. We've done a couple in our long, illustrious career with iHeartRadio and the Business Happy Hour. We have Trish Burt in studio. I'll say it again real quick. I met Trish because of 970 WFLA, iHeartRadio, Ryan Gorman. She and I'll let you tell the story, but she has a very unique reverse mortgage story. She did do a reverse mortgage with Lincoln Lending Group. We just closed in the last 30 days or so. And her story is so unique because Trish actually paid to do a reverse mortgage. I'm going to let her talk. She is a great talker, and then we have a great surprise for you at the end of the show. Trish, let's start with how did we meet, and let's just kind of talk about your reverse mortgage journey.
Well, the car was going in at the Mercedes dealer for repairs, and I got a loaner.
Yep.
They had AM radio on there. I don't listen to AM normally, so that was a fluky thing.
Right.
Wrote down because I heard you. Went to the coffee shop that I was meeting somebody, made a phone call, and my first question to you was where I saw you and why are you doing reverse mortgages?
Yep.
And you said nobody's ever asked me that.
Nobody has.
So then we went into a lot of conversation about my background, your background, and everything. And I was like, okay, well, we want to do a reverse mortgage, but last year the numbers were way off, so we couldn't make it work. So you started talking to me about it, and then you mentioned about bringing money to the table, and I was like, okay, but what are we talking about? So we went through some basic numbers, and then I think the number was like about we would have to come to the table with $24,000.
Right, I remember that.
So I said, okay. So on the phone call, I said, so let me ask you a question. That means I know about reverse mortgages that I never have to make another mortgage payment. But the biggest thing was, so my mortgage is $2,054 a month that I'm paying to the bank.
Right.
If we do this and I put $24,000 to the closing, then that means on May 1st, I'm not making a mortgage payment. And in 1 year, we can pay ourselves back.
That's correct.
Okay.
12 times 2.
2,000. So that's coming back into my pocket.
Right.
And in 4 years, I would have had $100,000. And I don't think that the principal on the mortgage would have gone down $100,000.
I don't think so. Nor
No.
do I think that you would have made $100,000 on any
No.
investments you had in the bank.
And then in 7 years, we were going to have to refinance the original mortgage because it was an ARM.
Right.
So I was going to have to do something at that point.
Right.
And I was not interested in another 30-year mortgage at 77.
Oh, you what?
I know. That was when she
I
walked
know.
in. I'm like, you're old enough for a reverse mortgage?
Yeah. So
I know. People are going to think I'm lying, by the way.
No. We would have to refinance at 77 because
Yeah.
I'm the younger.
Yep.
And 30 years, that's going into 100 years
Yeah.
of age plus.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You'd be in Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah. So now we're not doing a reverse mortgage. We're not doing anything. We're not paying a mortgage payment.
Right.
Which was the greatest thing. And it's like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can just put that money back in the bank.
Yeah.
And then if things change in the market in 5 years, then we can go back in and do another reverse mortgage, and then I'll be able to get the equity out.
That's right.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, my God.
And
So
if it doesn't happen, that's fine because we never have to make another mortgage payment. That's all I cared about.
That's beautiful. So I hope you guys caught on. So Trish actually did the math herself. I didn't, I answered the question when I said the reverse mortgage. I said, Trish, you are such a spring chicken, and you don't have quite enough equity to get them to pay you right now, or for you to not to bring money. And before I could even finish my sentence of saying, well, this is what you need, you had already done the math in your head.
Yes.
And you already said,
Yes.
well, wait a minute. I put the money back in my bank. I take $24,000 out of my retirement.
Yep.
Which, by the way, guys, if you're anything like me and Trish, your retirement's not making you 10% a month. No. It's not making you that much at all. So Trish took money basically that wasn't working for her. She made it work for her to the sum of $2,000 a month.
Right.
And she took the math forward and said, well, I'm going to have another $100,000 in this amount of time. And then in this time, I'm going to have another $100,000. Right. And you're just going to compound that.
Right.
And you're going to have a much bigger retirement.
Right.
And you have the flexibility to not have to worry about that $2,000 mortgage payment.
Paying that mortgage. I do not want to pay it.
So how many times, I'm curious, during the mortgage process or otherwise, did people tell you you're crazy or it's too good to be true or this can't be real?
Well, I had a couple people that I knew that I was talking to, they were like, oh, I know somebody that lost their house. And I go, okay. So then I gave Frank all the list of questions like, did I hear this correctly or not? Did I make a mistake? And the problem is that the people that did lose their house was prior to 2014.
You nailed it.
Okay. And they didn't make the tax payment.
That's right.
So we only have to pay our taxes, which we have to pay anyway.
Right.
We have to pay our HOA, which we
Yep.
have to pay anyway. And we have to pay our homeowner's insurance, which you all have to pay anyway.
Exactly.
And that's all I'm worried about.
That's it.
The rest of it is,
Yeah. Now, a lot of people, told you that it was too good to be true because prior to 2014, what they would do, they didn't pay their taxes. That's the only way to lose your house, by the way, on a reverse mortgage. Don't pay your taxes. And that's not the mortgage company taking your house. That's the tax collector taking your house. That's Uncle Sam. But what happened prior to 2014 is they would allow husband and wife to do a reverse mortgage, but they could leave one of them off. So let's say you had left you off of the mortgage and you did it way back in 2014 and something tragic happened to your husband and you weren't on the reverse mortgage and the house also had no equity, which can't happen these days either way. It's very, very rare that would happen. Then the people would have no equity.
Right.
And then there was possibility they could lose the house or they didn't pay their taxes. That's it. So like Trish said, we're all responsible for tax, insurance, and HOA fee. That's it. Now, Trish, did you know you can actually make a payment on a reverse mortgage?
Yes, but I'm not going to.
Why
would I pay the bank to do this? And here's the other thing. We are not looking at this is our age-in-place house.
Right.
Okay, this is why we did this. But the other thing is we're not necessarily worried about leaving it to anybody.
Oh.
Okay, it is what it is. I mean, families today don't do legacies like they did 40 years ago.
Right.
It's a whole different world. So that way, if there is equity in the house upon the last person's death, great. Family gets that. It goes to the estate. If not, no big deal because they are already settled into their places.
Right. And, that is that's probably the number one objection that we hear. It's not normally from the person that wants to do the reverse mortgage. It's from the family. And it's usually the children saying, well, Mom and Dad, this is going to be my house and my equity. And like you said, most kids at this point, because you got to be over 62 for the regular one, they're established, right? They have their homes, they have their families. But what I always say to the child is, listen, if something happens to Mom and Dad and they don't do this reverse mortgage and they need some care, where is that money coming from? And right, most of the kids will say, "Oh, well, we're gonna pay for it. We're great kids." Well, then I ask the kids, let's say you did have the money, but you're taking it out of your retirement.
Right.
So what are you going to do when you retire and you don't have that money because you have to help your parents out? A young lady came up to my booth today when we were doing a reverse mortgage seminar at the Owls, and she literally told me, she goes, "Well, I could leave it to my kids, but what if my kids don't want it or don't need it?" I said, "That's fine. You give it to anybody you want." But she had already kind of figured out that she needs to live on her equity. She paid her home off. And I had to explain it to her. And this is one of my favorite parts. You can take the money out of your home tax-free on a reverse mortgage. If you have the equity to take money from your home, it is tax-free because it's your money. You paid down the mortgage yourself. It's your equity. Right. So you get it back tax-free. And here's a little secret. If you take it tax-free, and then something happens to you, you get to leave it to your kids and they don't have to pay taxes on that. Where if they take the home and they sell the home with Cinia at Mahar and Associates, shameless plug, if they sell the home, guess what they do? They pay taxes on the proceeds of that sale. So this is a little tax strategy that you can actually save on taxes, access your equity now. You can even give it to your kids. We had a couple who literally took $300,000 out of their home and gave it to their kids. They're 90 years old. And I asked him, "Why did you do this?" Because he didn't need the money. He said, "Because I want to see what my kids are going to do with the money." It was genius. He gets to see what his kids are doing with the money while he's still here. Cindy, I see you're like over there. What question do you have?
I didn't know that was tax-free. I mean, that's great.
Yeah, completely tax-free money. So that, by the way, on any refinance, any cash out refi, equity line, or reverse mortgage, the money is tax-free. It is your money. So take it and live on it and use it. So what else, Trish? We got a couple minutes left in this segment. Tell me about the process. How did it go?
It was easy.
It was easy.
It was easy. I probably stepped in and did more work than the underwriters did, but that's okay. That's typical underwriting. I don't care what all the houses I've ever closed on in my lifetime. I always stepped in and you want to be on the ball and get everything to them right away. Don't waste any time. The quicker you do that, the quicker you can close.
Exactly.
And that's,
So you felt like the process itself was relatively easy?
Oh, yeah. It's easy. I mean, they give you the list of the things that you need, and you just go through it and then just make sure you have your stuff together and get it put in the documents so that they have it.
That's it. How was it working with Lincoln Lending and their staff?
Oh, let's see. Lincoln Lending.
Do you know who they are?
I know who they are. So they were great, and Bev was great. She worked with me a lot. And then I would text Frank and get in his face, but that's okay. Everybody came back right away. They answered me right away, and I was like, "Okay, I got this. Okay, I can do that. Okay, and what do you want me to do now?" And then just did what I had to do.
Yeah.
How long did this take, start to finish?
We did it within. I wanted to be done before the end of April. I did not want to make. I made the April payment.
Yep.
We started at the last 2 weeks of March.
Yep.
I already know the process with underwriting. Don't ever try to close at the end of a month because they're too crazy.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of like gauge
Yep.
it. So we started and we were closed, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And so I knew I didn't want to make a May 1st payment. I
Yep.
made the April payment, got that out, and that's it.
So in under 30 days, normally you can get these closed, especially if you're somebody like Trish, who is Johnny on the spot, Jill on the spot with her documents. You can get these closed in under 30 days every time. And Trish did it right. She said, okay, Frank, this is the last mortgage payment I'm making.
Yes.
That is exactly what she said to me. And she said, I'm not making another one. And I said,
So
no problem.
we will close.
That's what Trish said, and we did close.
Yes.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break here on the Business Happy Hour. Don't forget, we are a podcast, and we're on 3 radio channels. You can watch us on iHeartRadio. You can check us out on Instagram. And we're going to be back in just a minute with more reverse mortgage stories and a special announcement with Trish Burt. Stay tuned. Woo! Oh, you're doing great, Trish. Hey, by the way, Instagrammers, she does not have a script. We did not discuss what we're talking about. Matter of fact, I ran in this studio. We started on air within 5 minutes of me getting here. So she has not even been prepped, and she's never been on radio before. So great job on that. You are absolutely killing it. And we'll figure out the Instagram eventually, but you're going to have great content from the YouTube channel and this guy right here. She's well.
Just a normal person out there buying houses and using equity and filling out documents.
Did you miss the beginning? Like she literally, yeah. Oh, crazy networker. Can you tell? She's going to be our perfect testimonial. Yes. And the special announcement. You missed your calling. She, you're yelling at me? Okay.
Let's get back to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, owner of Lincoln Lending Group, and his co-host, Senia Akishina, realtor with Mahara and Associates.
All right, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour, your number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial. Sorry, I do this too much. I'm going to put somebody on the spot who's in studio with me right now. If Ryan, will you come around and be on my Instagram cam with me for 1 second before you get back to this? So Ryan Owens, my good buddy, known this guy. Which side are you going on? Right here. Known this guy forever. This guy right here. Yes, if you watch my Instagram produced videos, you can tell which ones those are, by the way. That's all this guy. Ryan puts that together for me. But here's a special announcement. This is not the big special announcement. This is a extra special announcement. Ryan has joined the Lincoln Lending Group team. He's a licensed originator.
Congrats.
Yes, Ryan has been in real estate in some way, shape, or form for over a decade. This guy has worked in all kinds of avenues in real estate, and he has decided, you know what? Let's go full force into this mortgage thing. So you guys are going to see some really exciting things. There's going to be some webinars. There's going to be some more radio appearances. His face is going to be on the other side of the camera every once in a while. You see that face? There's only one face better, and it's not me. No, it's Ryan.
You choose. Let's get a poll.
Whatever you guys want. You choose the one you want. But we're going to finish up the show here with Trish, and Ryan's doing some video for us, and then we're going to do a special announcement with Ryan that you guys are going to see online later this week. Right, Ryan? Maybe. I just put him on the spot. All right, back to Trish Burt, my favorite non-scripted actress. Who I said, Trish, will you come on the radio? I think you are just so dynamic. You've been in sales for a long time, right?
Long time. Yes.
Yeah. And you do more than just reverse mortgage testimonials.
True.
Right. Do we want to talk about any of the other things?
Well, I do insurance.
Yeah.
I do annuities.
Yeah.
I do employee paid insurance where the company just takes it out of your payroll.
Right.
And I also have a wellness business online.
Man.
And I have a digital marketing business online.
Yeah.
So-
Do you want to give out a website
No.
or phone number or anything?
No.
You want to wait?
We'll
You wanna
wait.
Okay, we're going to wait. We're going to do a special announcement in the end in 4 minutes. We're going to do a special announcement. But before we do, Cynthia, do you have any reverse mortgage questions for Trish? I hate putting you on the spot, but
No, but I think congratulations on
Thank you,
doing
dear.
it. That sounds like
Thanks.
an amazing deal. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, if you're in that position to get a reverse mortgage, I don't see why everybody doesn't do it.
right.
Yeah.
Now, Trish, there's always the misconception that you can lose your home,
Right.
right? I think you believe at this point you can't lose your
Oh,
home.
I can't lose my home.
Right.
No, in fact, the budget this month
Right.
I'm sitting there going like, okay, that $2,000 has to go into the savings account. I will not spend it, but
Right.
it is definitely made the whole budget for the month a lot less stressful.
Right. You know what? You said it without saying it. Is it gives you options.
Yes.
Right. And I know you are very on the game. You are very savvy. I know you're going to put that money in.
I am.
It might be a
It's
little
going away.
reluctant.
It's going
but
away.
here's the beauty. Come December, let's say all of a sudden you got a whole bunch of Christmas presents that you want to just deal with and you don't want to put it on a credit card and pay interest. You got the money.
The money's there.
Right?
Yep.
Put it back the next month.
Yep.
Right? So the beauty is we give you control.
True.
And a lot of people don't realize you can make a mortgage payment on a reverse mortgage, but Trish already said, why would you ever do that?
Why would you bother?
Right.
Why do you want to give them back the money?
Right.
It's not working for you. Use other people's money.
Oh my gosh. Right? You just nailed it. Other people's money, that could be an entire episode.
I know.
Right?
I know. I laugh. I walk around telling people that, like, why are you doing that? Why don't you use other people's money? Don't take the money out of your bank account. What's wrong with you?
Right. So that's what we're going to ask the listeners right now. What's wrong with you? If you're over 55, okay, you can do a conventional reverse mortgage. If you're over 62, you can do the one that Trish did called a HECM. It's a government-insured reverse mortgage. We just found out yesterday that you can do reverse mortgages, not on the one you did, right? And this one has a little higher rate, so it's not. I don't like it as much, but you can actually do a reverse mortgage only in the husband's name without the wife. The scary way that they used to do it on the conventional one. But I met somebody yesterday who had a 47-year-old wife, and he is 67. So God bless him, right? But we can actually do the reverse mortgage in that scenario on the conventional product. Now, here's the thing. The wife is not going to get any benefits of the reverse mortgage. None. No protection. So the way it happened before when people thought they had protection and they didn't, this one we're telling you up front, you don't. So it's just like a regular mortgage. So when you're gone, she's going to have to refinance. Right. So, and by the way, Trish said it too. You can refinance anytime. What was your plan with the reverse mortgage? You were going to wait in a few years?
Well, I'm going to watch the interest rates just like everybody else.
Yep.
And when I see the amortization schedule flip and the rates go down and the house has the equity, then I'll go back and do it again with you.
Right.
And then I'll take some money out.
Exactly. And then you can do what with the money?
Whatever I want. And I can still not make a mortgage payment.
She's going to do lots of traveling.
I'm going to do lots of traveling. And then I can still live in the house and I don't have to pay a mortgage.
So that's what my own grandmother did. Same thing. Whatever she wanted.
Yep.
And she told me that before she died at 93 years old or 92. I can't remember now. But she said, I did whatever I wanted in the last 10 years. She bought her first brand new car at 83 years old. First brand new car.
You said it was like the best 10 years of her life.
That's what she said.
The freedom. That's a great story. I love that story.
Right. It really does create financial freedom. And now for the big announcement. Trish, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Trish is joining the Lincoln Lending Group team. She is a saleswoman to the bone, and she is going to go out there and help more people find that financial freedom the same way that she found it.
Right.
And she's going to be an account executive for Lincoln Lending Group. Welcome to the team, Trish.
Thank you.
Woo!
Yes.
Where's our plug? There you go.
There you go. Oh, James was right on it there. He heard it. Every time he hears welcome, he's like, clap. Anyway,
so Trish, congratulations.
Thanks,
and
dear.
Frank, congratulations
Thanks.
to you. I think this is awesome
Yes.
because if so many people still have that misconception about reverse mortgages, you guys need to get the word out.
Yeah.
Great program. Lots of people can benefit from it. So I'm glad you've got a helper to spread the word.
Yes, she is more than a helper. I think Trish is going to be the best. Now, Trish, sadly, you're going to have to overcome the same objection as me. They're going to look at you and be like, you're not old enough for a reverse mortgage. Right? Too
bad.
I know. Well, you better show them your driver's license.
Driver's license, sure.
Because even Bill, my VP, when you're in the room, he texts me. He's like, she's not the one that got a reverse mortgage, right? I was like, yeah, that's her. So congratulations on your great genetics, by the way.
Thank you.
But see, I have trouble being in my mid-40s. I have to convince people over 62 that they're not going to lose their home and all that. You can look them eye to eye.
I can look at them.
And you can tell them.
Yep.
So welcome to the team,
Thank
Trish. We can give out all your information on the social media. We'll figure out what you want to give out so we don't cross any lines. But Trish is officially an account executive of Lincoln Lending Group. You do not have to talk to me. You can talk to Trish to the horse's mouth, who will tell you how it actually went with your reverse mortgage. So thank you for coming on the show today.
No problem.
Did you have fun on radio?
Had a great time.
Awesome.
Yeah, this was
awesome.
great.
This was a lot of fun. And we're going to do a little testimonial afterwards. You Instagrammers can stay on and listen. Senia, thanks for all the awesome stats.
Thank you so much, Trish. Yeah, welcome
no
to the
problem.
team.
Thanks.
Yes. And you'll get to meet all of her team and everything she does too when we're talking about real estate.
Yes,
so
we'll talk lots more.
we sure will. So you guys have a great week. Don't forget, it is 813
755-REAL.
755-REAL, and contact frankthebank.com or reverseguru.com. We will see you guys next week with another guest, hopefully as exciting as Trish. Have a great week, everybody.